Hello, my dear friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to be making this first YouTube video. It's my first video ever, and I'm going to make different series. And this one is going to be the one documenting and tracking my dream. And it's my dream to move to the south of Spain. I'm currently in the Netherlands, which is a very different place to be in. Both have their beauty, of course, but it's my dream and I'm going to follow it. And as I document this, I'll be able to kind of take you along with me on that journey. And I'm happy to do that and share that with you. I'm sure it will be more and more interesting as we go along and I move closer to my goal. For those of you who don't know me at all, my name is Monique. I'm 48 years old. I have three children of four cats, and I'm living in the Netherlands. I have a garden where I grow some vegetables and fruits. It's a bit difficult in this climate, and that will be a lot easier in Spain, I'm sure. Before I dive into my dream, I want to tell you a little bit about my day. Today was so cold. When I woke up, there was already ice on the window and there was ice on the water, and I had to go do some grocery shopping. I had to go do some grocery shopping, and it was so cold. And while I was out there, a song came to mind. It's an old Dutch children's song. And the lyrics go like, in every little apple, it seems to be like a home because there are five little chambers, exactly as we have at home. And in every little chamber, there's two brown seeds, the pips, right? And they're lying there dreaming of light and sunshine. And it just came to me while I was riding my bike there in the cold. And I felt that, literally, but also symbolically, I am in need of light and sunshine, happy times. Because when you follow your dream, it's not always easy and it doesn't have to be, but sometimes it gets to the point where you feel it's so far away and you may never really get there. And then there's people supporting me, and there's people who would love to see me fail. And there's people believing that I will never, ever succeed in anything. And that's okay because I know what I came to do in this world. And I will never, ever, ever give up. And I will keep going. And even though I have to start over, like I have started over many times before, and I'm at minus degrees in my dream, like financially and time wise, and there's so much that needs to happen. But it doesn't matter as long as I keep going in the right direction. And I will move to Spain in 2027 for sure, no matter what happens. I know. And, there's this fairy tale. I forgot the name of the fairy tale, but I know it was about there were these children and they needed to hide away in the forest because of some danger. Was an evil stepmother, I suppose. And there was this ball of yarn. I don't remember the material, but maybe it was gold. I don't know, but it was some kind of yarn thread thing. And I think it was the father. He had to throw the ball and then follow the thread, and the ball would roll to where the children were, so he could always find them, even though he did not know the way to reach them. And I feel like my dream is like that, that I have thrown the ball and I am following the thread, but the ball is already ahead of me and I just have to follow. And sometimes when I start doubting myself or situations, it's not easy to follow the thread and keep going. And sometimes I stray and lose my track because of that. But now I've learned my lesson. I'm going to keep following this thread. And sometimes you can see so far ahead. That's a clear road and empty and simple. And you can just kind of let go and find your way. That's easy. But then there's the times when it's misty and you don't see anything. Maybe you see just one step ahead, one step at a time. And then it's more difficult to keep that same amount of trusting and strength and energy, and not to slow down, but just keep going no matter what. But I will, and I am going. So that's what this series of videos is about. Before I go into more detail about my dream, I want to tell you a dream I had last night. So, a dream in my sleep. I dreamt I was in a gym and there was this climbing rack you had to climb, but the people before me, they jumped because they had to reach somewhere, and it was up high just to start, and then you had to go over this obstacle. And I saw how high it was and I knew I couldn't jump that high. So I walked up to the teacher and I told him, please, I need to tell you something before I attempt to do this, because I am totally willing to do it, but I cannot jump that high. I just want you to know. I'll show you. Look. And I jumped and it felt quite high, and still there was so much more to go. I could not ever have reached that far. So he looked at me and he said, don't worry, I will adjust it for you. So the next time it will be adjusted to your level and you can reach it. And he stood there and it wasn't this man, he was like a mountain. He was so big, so high, and so wide. And maybe it was a mountain, because sometimes mountains appear to me in dreams like that. But I leaned against him and he didn't hug me. I didn't hug him, but it felt like a hug, because while I was leaning against him, I felt this flow of warmth and strength and love, this loving energy and support. And I felt so happy, like I could rest a little bit and everything would be okay. that I am supported and that I will get there and that it's the right thing that I'm doing. And that just gave me a lot of hope because, this dream is not just for me. Okay, I'll tell you what I want to do when I get to the south of Spain. So there's this area in Andalucía in the south of Spain, and it has everything. It's a paradise. Let me tell you, there's the only desert in Europe. There are forests. There's the mountains, even a mountain with snow. You could ski there if you want to or make a snowman. And there's caves with like selenite crystals, and there's the Mediterranean Sea. It has everything I always wanted for a place to be in. And I feel like the mountain is calling me. And when I speak of this, to be honest, I see so much detail I could never explain to you. I see the grains of sand on the ground under my feet. I feel the wind on my face, the sunshine. I see the animals. I smell the smells. I see all the colors. And it's so, so beautiful. And I want to share all of that. I want to share what I see. I want to have, I will have a big house and a piece of land. And I will have a family business for my neurodivergent family. We will create art because I'm an artist, and I will create spiritual art. We will do workshops. There will be retreats to help people connect to their own true nature, to the nature around them, but mostly in themselves, to find their dream, to live their dream, like I found mine. And imagine what kind of world we will have if everyone follows their own dream and expresses themselves in the truest way possible with all their talent and all their beauty. That will make this entire world a paradise. So I already do online coaching and therapy, and I will continue to do that. But there will be a place, a safe place for people to come and be themselves, to be at home, in my home, the place where I belong. And I will help people to go through that process of completely accepting themselves, loving themselves, and growing into this beautiful, powerful being that I see in everyone. And that's my dream. So you see, I could never give up and I have to follow, even though sometimes it's just so exhausting. And sometimes I cry and I have doubted myself so many times, but it's just too beautiful and too real. It's more real than anything. So, yeah, this is the first video about that dream. And I will make one each week until I'm there. And when I'm there, the dream will only continue and grow more, of course. And that's what I wanted to share with you. It's about the true connection, being real, beauty, sharing, being what we were meant to be. Yeah, that's my dream. I'm curious about yours. So please let me know in the comments if you feel like it. And feel free to follow any of the other series of videos I'm about to make. And thank you so much for listening and watching. It's an honor for me to connect to you. Thank you.